It's time for the Justo's Best Podcast. And here are your hosts, Marvin, Tony, Richie, and Justo.
All right, welcome to the Justo's Best Podcast. It has been a long time, listeners. I am here today with three of my very good friends, Richie Phillips, Tony Beach, a.k.a. DJ Tony Ray, and Marvin Scott. What's going on, guys?
What's happening?
What's happening, Justo?
Good to be back. Good to see you guys. How you been?
Great, man. I mean, it's been 9 years since I've seen you guys' faces. It is great to be reunited. I've been living in New York City for the past 5.5 years and pursuing my acting career pretty heavy. It's been going well. Just been getting used to the new way of life, this quarantine. Overall, I've learned a lot and really enjoying New York City. So that's what's been going on with me. Yeah.
Marvin, quick side note. What would you say is the biggest thing you've learned during this process, trying to get into acting?
Persistence. You can't give up. You know, no matter how much you think you know, you can always learn more and always find ways you can get better. So that's probably the number one thing I learned is you really gotta just have what they say, a heart of an angel and the skin of a T-Rex, fellas. You know, you have some really great moments. You know, as an actor when you're first, starting out. If you're really serious and then you decide, this is your passion. I think that's one thing I learned, that you want to really, give it your all. You make that decision that you want to be great at something, anything, guys. As you know, you're gonna put all those chips in. So I would tell anybody, if you have a dream that you put on the back burner, you can't be afraid of just, one day wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to put everything all in, and this will work out. That's what's been going on with me. How about you fellas?
You look good. Marvin.
Thank you, fellas.
You look
trying,
glowing.
man. I had more hair for what was left of it last time I seen you guys. I decided to go Mr. Clean.
It's a good look, man.
Thank you.
It's a lot of maintenance, but it's a good look.
Well, I see everybody going through this, hairdo issues during this quarantine.
Yeah,
and,
teach me.
I'm like, listen, I'm telling my guys, give you a little lineup. I can always, take a little bit off the top, just a little bit. But if I skip, just let me finish it, because we're not going anywhere anytime soon. So we're not going on any dates. So I get it.
Tony, how you been, man?
Oh man, same old, just living the dream, married, 2 kids, it doesn't get no better than that. I'm just saying, I took up the habit of drinking.
Wait, what is that? What is that?
Well, this is a 20. A 20, yeah. Cuatro para 20. 4 for 20. Okay. That's what it is. Okay. 4 for 20. I don't know what the brand is. I just grab it. It's for sale. I took it.
How much was that?
It was 4 for 20. I got 4 bottles. $20.
4 bottles for 20.
4 bottles for $20.
If that's not the best deal for wine.
I'm just saying, and it's all gone. They're all gone. That's all I have left. Is that
that's
right?
the last.
That's it.
That's like an Uno for 20 then, because you're running out, my friend.
Hey, well, $20 for 4 bottles.
That's worth it.
Go. It's definitely worth it. Yeah. But Carrie had just left the hospital about 35 days ago ish. So we got a baby boy, Reese Alexander, just joined the family, and Harper, she's 3 now, so she's driving me crazy. Hence the 4 for 20.
Yeah.
So absolutely. But I was working at Jared for a little bit. I was at Cracker Barrel. I left Cracker Barrel and then went to Jared, and he went to Jared. And with this quarantine, we don't know what's going to happen. So I said, hey, why not, get with the band and see what's going on. So you playing the music, and I'm just sitting here listening and playing along. So let's have some fun.
Hey, man, good to see you. Good to have you back.
Good to see you, Rick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back to my drink.
Mr. Richie.
Well, I moved over to California and started. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not an actor at all. I actually decided to become how do I want to say this? A business analyst and a manager. But ultimately, at the end of the day, got an offer from Instagram and didn't take it. So I'm working as a transportation manager for international shipments. It's a long, long story. But bottom line, love living out here. It's amazing. Marvin's taking a trip, as you can see right now. That's usually how it looks. It's real cloudy 90% of the time, till about 2 o'clock. So it's really cool out here because the diversity is pretty bananas. From Ohio, like you guys. So it's nice to just have like a 20-20-20-20 mix. It's basically 20 white people, 20 black people, 20 Asians, 20 Hispanics, man. It's nuts. It's pretty much like
our podcast.
Yeah, it's like our podcast.
It's pretty much like our podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty much like our podcast. That's the best way to describe it. So life has been great. Loving it out here. Lots of amazing people, but really excited to be with you guys again.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Great to see you.
Boy looking good, too.
Yeah, fresh.
For now, we'll see.
Well, for those of you who don't know anything about Justo's Best, we actually started as a radio show back in 2011 at the old WWSU 106.9. We were a fun twist on the traditional platform of talk radio. We focus a lot on up-and-coming talent, local artists. When we say talent, we don't just mean musicians, we mean talent. So if you're interested in getting involved with the show, give us an email at justosbestlive@gmail.com. Justo's Best Live is all one word at gmail.com to learn how to get your music showcased on the show, get on the show for an interview, show us your talent, any of that type of stuff. Speaking of talent, Joshua Scales' new song, Loco, will debut on the show today. And we will have Joshua Scales on the show next week. However, with us today will be Mike Riley, the country artist out of Nashville, Tennessee. All of that and more on Justo's Best podcast.
Hey guys, this is Mike Riley, and you're listening to Justo's Best podcast.
And now time for some positive news with Justo.
For nearly 2 months now, a large percentage of the world's population has been on lockdown at home. In light of this current crisis, spending time with family and honing personal crafts have become part of the daily routine for thousands. For 3-year-old Felix Addison of the UK, quarantine has turned out pretty great. Like so many others, Felix's father, Steve Addison, was laid off in March, and with a lot of time forced on his hands, Steve began a project to keep his young son occupied. A few mornings ago, Felix got to see it for the first time, a handmade, fully functional arcade machine, complete with Sega and Nintendo classics such as Pac-Man, Pong, Tetris, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Mario, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Sonic the Hedgehog, and so many more. Even more impressive than this ending product was the measly investment he made of 150 euros, which is only 185 US dollars. Can motor function be restored to affected areas of paralysis patients? Teams from Battelle and the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center have set out on a mission to answer that very question. 28-year-old Ian Burkhart of Columbus, Ohio, suffered a major spinal cord injury during a diving accident in 2010. In 2014, Ian began working with a project called NeuroLife. The sole purpose? Restoring function to his right arm. Earlier this week, research professionals at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center and Battelle reported that they were successful in restoring the sensation to the hand of Ian Burkhart. For farmers across the nation, the COVID-19 crisis has proven devastating. In an attempt to alleviate some of this loss, one American grocery chain has sprung to action. This week, the American grocery chain Publix will be purchasing fresh produce and milk to assist farmers that were impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. This initiative is expected to result in more than 150,000 pounds of produce and 43,500 gallons of milk donated to Feeding America food banks each week. For Justo's Best News, I'm Justo.
And now, time for a Justo's Best exclusive.
Yo, what's up? This is Joshua Scales. You're about to listen to my new single, Loco, on the Justo's Best podcast.
Welcome back to Justo's Best. I'm Justo in the studio with Richie, Tony, and Marvin as always. Now, gentlemen, earlier this week I had sent you guys a couple of headlines. Now, this was with the intention to play a game, and the way we'll play the game, I sent these guys headlines, and I had them write stories based on the headlines themselves. And we've created a little point system for this. All right, so we'll read the headline. We'll hear everybody's story. The closest to the story, so accuracy, will get you 2 points, and the funniest will get you 1 point. And it really doesn't matter who scores what because the points don't matter.
I was curious if we were or not.
It's like, whose line is it anyway?
Okay, so we had a headline: thief stole Van Gogh painting with a sledgehammer.
I'm looking forward to Tony's. He said it was elaborate.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but I'll start it off. So, I got it, guys. Sometime this year, a well-known thief by the name of Gru used his sledgehammer to steal a Van Gogh painting from a vault in Paris, France during a raid. Reports came out today that Van Gogh's long-lost great-great-great-grandson dressed up in a Gru outfit as a disguise from the Despicable Me movie to hide his identity. Sources say that the 2020 construction worker gained access to a work sledgehammer, and the foreman realized the hammer was gone and that somehow Barry St. Jude Vincent Go was caught.
That. Okay. Yeah.
That was definitely elaborate, my friend.
That was good.
Hey,
Follow that.
gotta blame it
I
on.
don't know if it's gonna be the most accurate, but it certainly was a story.
Probably not. But
That's okay. That's okay.
All right,
Going in for that 1 point for sure.
Marvin, you ready to tell us about the thief?
Yeah, I got y'all. All right, y'all. This is short and sweet, and it's a little deep. It's called Paint Lives Matter.
Oh snap! Okay.
All right.
Wow.
You ready for this? Ready for this?
Yeah, totally ready.
Van Gogh walks into a virtual pub. After 3 shots of whiskey, he's pulling it together. He sees a thief stealing the paint on the wall. A few minutes later, bam! Cops tackle him, throw him into social isolation, and that launched, folks, hashtag Paint Lives Matter.
Wow, you blended them both.
Boom. Yeah, he used the second headline. Well done.
You hit it both in one story. That's impressive.
Wow.
Holy cow. Like, I feel like I'm the only one who didn't do anything like that. So that is what it is. I'll get into mine now too. All right.
I left the sledgehammer out because I wanted this to be G-rated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Yeah, that's why I left out the weapon.
Fair. Okay. Mine is short and sweet. Not like that. Kazakhstan. A leather jacket-bound man drove his motorcycle with Vespa in tow into the coveted art museum of Kazakhstan, wielding a sledgehammer. Allegedly, he scaled the ceiling, avoiding lazy story dance routine. The incredibly limber man then smashed through the West Wing, taking the painting on his Vespa, leaving the motorcycle as evidence.
Nice. Accurate.
I tried to be accurate-ish.
Hey, I like it.
That's out of the dance routine.
Yeah, I
I
like
think that's probably what happened.
Yeah, it was sweet and to the point.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on,
What's the
Groove.
real story, Justin?
Yeah, what's those
Come on,
points
Groove.
in life?
So basically,
Paint Lives Matter.
in the Netherlands, a guy went to the glass doors of a museum, and he smashed his way through the front door with the sledgehammer.
It was glass doors. I should have put that in the story. I know we talked about it. Dang it.
So I think we got to give Richie the 2, and
Marvin gets the 1.
both of you.
No, I think you both
Pick
get
the
the one.
Yeah.
I think you both
Who
did.
ain't getting one?
You both did really creative stuff for sure.
While we're at it,
No, because mine was very inaccurate.
They both.
It's just like it's just the story. I like complete accuracy, folks.
Hey,
pulling together, a virtual pub is launched to tackle social isolation. So Marvin, did you write 2, or you just combined them both?
I just combined them both.
I like it. I like
I
it.
basically had a beginning, middle, and end. Bam, Van Gogh walks into a bar, see,
Yeah.
cops tackle him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got all of it.
All right. Well, resubmitted. Even for the one. Cody, what you got?
For the one.
all right, so I have bloggers across the world are tired of not being able to interact with fellow members of society. There are a few virtual professionados that have come up with a 6-foot string approach. These fellow blogger friends meet at a pub and tie rope that are measured 6 feet apart in order to abide by the government's social distancing regulation. They are able to drink and talk within regulations. Talk about people pulling together. I wouldn't want to miss this tied up group going to the bathroom.
Game, set, match.
That's got to be the real story.
That's gotta be it.
Hey, you give me string and I'm gonna run with it now.
I mean, you really
That's gotta be
did
it.
fall into the lane of dad jokes. That was really good, Tony. I like that.
You
Hey.
did.
Hey, I'm there.
That was so. Mine is in Anaheim, California. Just register and head on inside, where you'll be given a choice of meeting up with friends at a private table or heading over to the public pub floor where new friends await. It's just a thing to help pass the time and perfect excuse to enjoy a drink or two. There's also no risk of any trouble given the distance from your fellow pub dwellers. Most of all, it's a chance to enjoy some great Craig and maybe catch a gig or two with plans afoot for charity concerts involving major performers in support of frontline workers and businesses. With theme nights and table quizzes, the only thing you need to do is bring yourself in a can or bottle. Always drink in moderation.
Hey.
Hey.
I think that's a spot. So you're saying that it's
It was like I thought literal pub, like we're doing what we're doing, Zoom meeting, pub.
Yeah. It's that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
Pull it up here again. In the opening weekend, the virtual pub is called the Red On Lion. So on's in parentheses, but online. The Red Lion.co.uk. And they welcomed 8,000 what they call punters, I imagine drinkers, into the pub at the same time. And it's an app they've created where you can join as a group and get a table. You can go individually and get a seat at the bar and chat with new people. So pretty on there, Richie.
Yeah, let's go. I figured it would just be like the people who don't have friends. They're like, all right, I'm just gonna go in the public group.
Like I said, folks, we still have a lot to come on the show. Coming up next, we've got sports, followed by wacky news. A little bit later, we'll have entertainment and a live guest, Mike Riley, here on the show. You're listening to Justo's Best.
And now for sports news with Marvin Scott.
What's up, guys? This week kicked off the first ever 2020 virtual NFL draft, with the number one pick being Joe Burrow going to the formerly 2-14 Cincinnati Bengals. Now, folks, it was a different change of pace watching the draft from the first time watching it, virtually, like everyone. I think we all got to experience booing the commissioner from home along with everybody else. That was pretty fun. But the main thing that stuck out the most during the draft, we'll go over the first 5 picks. First starting with Joe Burrow. Guys, do you think Joe Burrow being the number one pick, a lot of people over the past week have been at war with each other saying that, okay, we at Ohio State can claim him because he has a degree, but he won his national championship at LSU. Do you guys think that he can come into a program that's 2-14, turn it around, and turn them into Super Bowl games?
Well, I mean, anything's possible, but I mean, if I'm thinking about reality, it's going to take some time. They've got to have a lot of pieces put together. They're still the bottom feeders, to me, my personal opinion, in the AFC North. That the North is it's stacked with talent. I mean, you got Baltimore, you got the Browns, who on paper should probably win the Super Bowl every single year, in my personal opinion, if you're looking at talent. Who knows what the Steelers will do? I mean, they went 8-8 and they didn't even have a quarterback and a mediocre running game. So, I mean, is this guy better than Andy Dalton right now? No. But time will tell if he can be better than Andy Dalton later on. I mean, that's just my opinion.
I think it just depends on the perspective and when the goal of how soon can they contend. Will they contend this upcoming year? Absolutely not. Do I think they're actually a 2-14 team? No, that's not really fair either, because AJ Green didn't play the entire season and he's literally a top 3 wide receiver. Having said that, I don't think it's really relevant. Baltimore by far is the best team in that division, regardless of whether Cleveland gets it together or not. I personally don't think they have the quarterback to do it. I think that's their big problem. I don't think it's the talent around it. Their defense is honestly pretty solid. Pittsburgh as a team is just, it's Pittsburgh Steelers. Whether or not Ben's there or not, like Tony said, they had nobody and they went 8-8. So they're always going to be competitive. I think Cincinnati has a chance, but it's a new coach too. It's not even just Burrow. You have a new coach, so you have a new organization to an extent, and they're trying to be more offensive minded. The only thing they have going is a running game, which can get you maybe 8-8 top. been. So I think in 3 years, yeah, sure. Right now, absolutely not. I think this year they'll probably go 7-9. I do think they're going to do better, assuming AJ Green plays. But no, I don't think this year will be the year. I think it's a good story, though. It's a feel-good story. It's the Ohio kid coming back to an Ohio team. Honestly, an excellent quarterback, has all the potential in the world. And Cincinnati's been dying for quarterbacks realistically. Like Andy Dalton was fine. But, Carson Palmer, and that's what the guys really think about when they think of like the Bengals quarterback since Boomer Esiason in the 90s. So I think this is a good rejuvenating thing for the town of Cincinnati. So we'll see how things go.
I agree, fellas. As long as they stay competitive, I feel they can stay in the running. And Joe Burrow coming into a system where there's not that many distractions. You have a new coach, you have a new receiving core. You don't have to come in a system where you see T.O. and Chad Johnson in the next reality TV show. That he can finally come in and set his mark. And so I believe that in itself has made you've seen a huge change in the AFC. And speaking of which, folks, we're going to transition to the NFC a little bit, guys. And this past week, 5 days ago, Rob Gronkowski was traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a 7th round pick. Now, folks, Tom Brady is 43 years old. He has finally left the Patriots after a 20-year career. 6 Super Bowls. 6 Super Bowls. That is not something that you can just brush off. Going down to Tampa Bay with a new set of weapons with Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Rob Gronkowski. Guys, do you think that this was the right move for Tom Brady at 43? And what's left at this point?
Well, I mean, we've seen great quarterbacks, go out, and as I think back on the show 9 years ago, we had a similar conversation about one Brett Favre. But with Favre, let's see, where did he go to Minnesota? He bounced around a little bit, didn't he? And
went to the Jets.
The Jets in Minnesota, yeah.
And then Minnesota, yeah.
He wasn't playing the same, and age is a factor. But Tom Brady, as much as I'm not a Patriots fan, has never shown that wear and tear. In my opinion, he's still playing top caliber, top quarterback. So yeah, I think if he's in a position where health-wise it's a good risk for him, then making more money can't be a bad thing, right?
No. And with that being said, we're gonna go around the horn, guys, and who you guys got, as well as you folks out there, who you got as your 2020 Super Bowl contenders. You got the new look Buccaneers. You've got teams that are adding 10 tight ends, teams that are pushing quarterbacks out the door, aka Aaron Rodgers.
Man, I haven't even really thought about it, to be honest with you.
NFC plus NFC or just Super Bowl?
Plus the NFC, NFC, AFC. Who you got?
Okay, I'll go first. Why not?
Go ahead, Rich.
I guess I'm prepared. To me, I think Kansas City's still the favorite. I still think they're going to win. I think the only people in the AFC who have a chance of slowing them down is Baltimore. Give Lamar Jackson another year. He has a shot. NFC-wise, people seem to forget the Saints. They actually were a play call away, and honestly, from an objective person of like I'd like to think of myself as, they should have beaten the 49ers. That play call was horrible. So having said that, they still have that same team. I'm not discounting the 49ers. They obviously still have a chance. But to me, the NFC runs through the Saints. To me, the AFC still runs through Kansas City by a mile. You got my homeboy, you got a shot.
Okay. Justo.
Well, you know who I'm going to pick, even if they don't have a chance.
I know.
In here and say the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to finally get that one for the thumb.
That's been a long stairway to 7.
It's a long
2011.
Okay. Tony Ray, what do you think?
I mean, I don't want to say what Justo said, and I also don't want to say what you said. But I mean, you both make legitimate arguments. So if I was to go outside the box for the AFC North, I would probably, or not AFC North, but just the AFC. I would probably have to say, I have to say the second part of yours, which would be the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
You know, the running is outstanding. Maybe Tennessee, if you give them, a couple more defensive stops. I mean, they've got the running game too. On the NFC side, I mean, you know who's going to win. You know who it's going to be. It's not going to be the 49ers. It's not going to be the Saints. I mean, who dat? They keep getting knocked out on one play calls that are passing
every year. That's fair.
They made a rule just so that this wouldn't happen to them, and it happened again. I mean, it's it's insane. I think they're
just with TB12.
Yeah, it's just I really do think. Oh no.
Then who we talking about?
I'll never root for Tom Brady ever again.
I'm curious. Who? You said it's obvious if it's not those two. I'm confused.
Yeah,
come on now. It's close to you. It's close to you. Maybe a little about 5 hours north.
A little Seahawk-ish.
Yes.
Is this an emotional
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's not emotional. It's not emotional.
No, they're a great team too.
I really do think that Russell Wilson is going to have a breakout year. This is going to be awesome for him.
He's been carrying them too. So
yeah, he
he
really has, and their draft was not bad at all. So,
okay, so we got the Steelers, the Saints, and the Seahawks.
Now that'll all change about week 8.
That'll change. So
about week 8, that'll change.
We're on week 1 of Justo's Best. So about week 8, that'll change.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I like that. Guys, I think the Chiefs are going to make it back to the Super Bowl. I think that when you have the best quarterback in the game right now, which is Pat Mahomes, as frustrating as it may be, you can't see anyone stopping such a high-powered offense like that. What defense right now is equipped to stop that for all 4 quarters?
Well, and no defenses, to be honest. They can't. The way the rules are.
Yeah, they call everything. I mean, you could wear a flag right now as a face mask, as many flags as they throw. But with that being said, folks, we're going to transition to the NBA, lack thereof, where we're in the middle of a quarantine right now. So we've lost live NBA action. We don't have a conclusion to the NBA season right now. But we were blessed a week ago with Michael Jordan's The Last Dance that premiered last week, episodes 1 and 2. And episodes 3 and 4 premiered tonight. Now, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I urge you all to see it. It covers the 1997-1998 final championship run of the Chicago Bulls, dating back from their first championship all the way to the 6th championship, documenting exclusive interviews and footage from Michael Jordan himself, Scottie Pippen, the team, coaches, friends. And it just was really deep, guys. I mean, you really got to see the drama that you just didn't know you existed. I can speak for myself, guys, for a second, growing up in the 90s, seeing, Michael Jordan, you were just a kid. You were just seeing your hero on TV. But now you get to see the ins and outs and that there is a business side. And so I would urge you all to watch that tonight. It's exciting. The Last Dance episodes 3 and 4 premiering tonight. You can recap episodes 1 and 2, but don't miss it. It's a can't miss, live on ESPN tonight, ESPN 1, ESPN 2. Don't miss it.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen it yet?
Yeah, I've seen 1 and 2.
What'd you guys think?
I mean, I think it's a great type of documentary, and kind of what you just said. I think when you get into situations where, particularly not nostalgia per se, but just something in your youth and something you really enjoyed and something you're passionate about, and coming in as an adult and getting to see the other sides of things, like why Scottie Pippen ended up having that surgery on his foot. It's really curious stuff that we wouldn't have recognized as children, and even as adults for that matter. I think nowadays we're more knowledgeable about how businesses work, particular organizations and sports, so it's a little different. But it's very shocking to really recognize a big reason why they split up was the lack of willingness to pay Scottie Pippen, and quite frankly, what happened to the franchises outside of that. Scottie left and was very successful in Houston, and then Portland. Actually, the Lakers barely even beat them. But to the Bulls, Pippen was on the down. And as soon as Pippen leaves, as soon as that team gets pulling up, they're like an 18-win team for almost a decade. So very interesting perspective.
That wraps up this week's sports, guys. We're going to continue to stay safe. Hopefully, we have some basketball soon, conclusion to the NBA season. But right now, guys, I'm excited about our Super Bowl picks. I'm not going to hold you guys to it for now.
Good.
But, you can hold me. I'm sticking to it, baby.
Oh, sticking to it. But here at Justo's Best, I'm looking forward to hearing all of your picks, and keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll have a season, guys.
This is Richie Phillips from East Oakland. You're now listening to Justo's Best Podcast.
Morning. You are about to be teleported to the world of wacky news. Prepare to be wacky.
And now time for Wacky News with DJ Tony Ray.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is DJ Tony Ray, and for the wacky news, I wanted to focus a little bit about all this nonsense that's going on with toilet paper. So I don't know if you've ever heard these stories, but I brought them here just for you. So there's a lady in Philadelphia. It's gone Facebook, like it's like boom. Anyway, she has posted how you can save on your toilet paper, and simply all you have to do is flatten your roll of toilet paper. Think about it. Flatten it. It's round. Just flatten it out. And the reason why is it doesn't roll off as much. This is a story. I'm telling you the truth here. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, how do you even make this work? I don't even know how this works, number one. Number two, I don't need any more toilet paper. I've got my Antonio Brown jerseys that I'm cutting up to. But seriously, flatten the toilet paper and it's less, it doesn't roll right off. Anyway, moving on. Isn't that acidine? I mean, come on. Really? Flatten the toilet paper.
A little bit.
Flatten. It's a little bit. It's a little wacky. I do like this one. So, a store owner in Australia, you probably heard about this one, has stopped mass buying by toilet paper by basically doing something. You know how you do like buy one, buy two, and you get a deal? Well, anyway, the sign says, legit, sign says you buy one for $3.49 toilet paper. You buy the second one for $99. Underneath it says, don't be greedy. Underneath it. First off, who's paying $3.49 for one roll? First off. And then number two, really? $99? I mean, it's working. It's genius. His stock stays up on the inventory, and it gives more people a chance at toilet paper that wouldn't have it, just because people are being wackadoo. But I just don't understand. I sent my wife in and my daughter and my 2-month-old child just to buy one toilet paper, so that way I didn't have to buy two for $99. But anyway, another one. I have a quick one for you real quick. So here's the question. This goes around the table. We can go Justo, Richie, Marvin. Real quick. Question of the day. The toilet paper in your bathroom, okay, does it go down in the front when you pull it down, or is it in the back for your toilet paper?
Front.
Oh, it's got
Barbarian.
Okay.
hanging over the front.
Yeah, it's
Front?
Mine's actually coming down.
Oh,
The front, right?
Mine's coming
Is
down.
it in the back?
It's in the back, coming down.
Okay.
It's in the back.
Okay. So listen, that's fine. We used to be the
I'll
type
explain
of
why.
people- you can. I'll explain why I do it the way we do it. It used to be the front, but now it's the back, like Marvin does it. Now it's in the back. We're talking about toilet paper here on Justo's podcast, okay? So when you roll it down the front, your kids, if you have kids, they like to just hit like this. And the toilet paper just keeps going and going and going. So if you do it on the other side and your kid hits it, you don't have to worry about it. I'm just saying. Marvin, what's your reason?
I actually read an article saying if you put it to the back, you're more of an organized person.
I strongly disagree with this conversation.
There is no source backing that. There is no valid. There's no validity behind that.
I was about to say, because like most traditional like actual toilet paper holders like that you get on the side have a lid on the front. That way when you roll it through the front, it just snaps right off real easy. So that's why I'm saying I don't know about more organized, but I don't really care. I have no stake in this, but personally, it's in the front because it's easier. You just pull it down and there's no like dealing with it. Like Tony said, it actually keeps rolling. So that is kind of annoying. I never thought of it that way. So maybe I'll reconsider. Tony did kind of change my opinion on that.
When the time comes, Richie, for you to have to, reconsider that.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll ever come.
If you flatten it.
If you flatten it, for sure.
When you flatten
definitely make me
when you flatten the toilet paper, it won't roll as much, and then you don't even have to worry about which, front, back, whatever. You're good to go.
Yeah, makes sense.
Word of the week. Okay, you guys ready for this?
The word of the week.
The word of the week at Justo's podcast here, Justo's Best Podcast. Bum-buzzled. Heard of it?
Bum-buzzled?
Bum-buzzled.
Bamboozled, but bum-buzzled.
Use that in a sentence, please.
I'll spell it for you. B-U-M-F-U-Z-Z-L-E. Bum-buzzled.
Buzzled. Okay.
Bum-buzzled.
What does it mean?
So, if you are confused, perplexed, or frustrated by the word that I just told you, you are bumfuzzled.
Okay. Alright.
This word is derived from the Old English. If you are from the East Coast or below the Mason-Dixie line, you probably have heard this crazy, wacky word. However, for me, I was bumfuzzled when I saw it.
I was bumfuzzled listening to that.
Bumfuzzled, the word of the week. And that's all I have for you for wacky news.
We are gathered here today to remember the great Grandpa Janky. Wait a minute.
Who you suckers think you tripping with? Yes, I'm the boss, Hinky. 745, white on white, I'm Grandpa Janky.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Grandpa Janky wouldn't want us, sitting out there in the rain, listening to sad music.
Oh yeah.
So Tony, you were good friends with Grandpa Janky back in the. You told us that things aren't so good for him, huh?
Yeah, it's sad to see how things happen, but he was a great guy, very sarcastic, very full of life. He's seen a lot of things. He used to tell stories about how him and Betty White used to date a little bit. Of course, she was married, but it is what it is. He used to tell stories about smoking with Martin Luther King and JFK, and by smoking, I'm talking about cigars. People, calm down. But he's a good guy. He died. It was very tragic. But when you're in your 90s, he's lived the life he always wanted to live. Free. Telling the weather report on WWSU 106.9. I mean, if you're 90-something years old and your job is to be a weather person on a campus for a college, and you're not getting paid any money, you're living the life. I'm just saying, you've got to be living the life. But I mean, that's all I got to say about Grandpa Jinky. I mean, in peace, my brother.
He was a good man. He worked well for us. He usually got the weather wrong, but that was okay.
That was part of his charm, man. And until we actually had Taco helping us out with that, it was on Janky.
Yeah.
He didn't get paid. That was the crazy part.
Yeah.
He did it for the love, or in this case, the hate, because he always complained.
Yeah.
I think Janky used to send Taco out to go check the weather.
Yeah. That's what ended up happening.
Janky.
Yeah.
Tony, you were the one to find out about this. Do you have any word on how he died?
I do, but due to the fact that this is a family show, I really can't tell you how. Let's just say that he never really fully recovered. It was a 4-hour after effect that kind of took him to the next stage. But we salute him, and all I can tell you is at the end he saluted us.
Grandpa, we will miss you. He will be happy to see us back here on Justo's Best. Stay tuned. We still have entertainment news, and from Nashville, Mike Riley will be on the show coming up.
I'm Marvin Scott the third actor coming at you live from New York City, and you are listening to Justo's Best.
People, please, no pictures.
And now, time for entertainment news with Richie Phillips.
Hey guys, what is up? I am here to do 3 quick headlines for entertainment, and then we're just going to get into talking about them. The first one I wanted to do, I thought was pretty topical, actually. We're not really big into talking about COVID-19 because you guys hear about it enough, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine is planning on using COVID-19 in its season 8. They don't want to pretend like it doesn't exist. And the showrunner actually said that the question is how they're going to do it and how the virus is going to affect them. Because if you haven't seen the show, it's actually about first responders in New York City. So they're police officers. So they're having to deal with it. And it's something that they're not sure if they're going to do it, but I thought it was pretty interesting. So you guys have an opinion on if COVID-19 is something to address as a television show, in this case, a comedy show?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously, with our show, we've taken the route of, trying to stay off of it. If people hear enough about the tragedy and what's going on, and if everyone's the same, I imagine we're checking it daily, see what the rates are, how fast is this spreading. So a comedy show picking it up and treating it as a real and finding the laughs, and that's what comedy is all about to me, is finding the laughs in these dark places. So I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I mean, really focus on like what's really going on, and not really really distracting, taking attention away from it. Actually, keeping up with the realism. And I think that's important for people right now.
Yeah, and I'm hopeful for it. We'll see how it goes. It's hard to say. They're on day 1 of writing, so they don't know, but they just wanted to let people know that it is something they plan on addressing. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
When you look at comedy, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut in, but when you look at comedy, I mean, comedy is supposed to be a relief for certain things, and sometimes you can say things and bring light to other people that they would have never thought about it that way. I mean, I was watching a Dave Chappelle skit, and he wrote things so well. He was funny, but in reality, if you really sat there and you thought about it, you'd be like, wow, so I mean, they can do a lot of great things with this, but it's going to bring, happiness, joy. You're going to have some people that are probably going to take it the wrong way, but hey, that's the way life is. But I mean, I agree with everybody. I think it's going to be a really good show for, bring awareness, and also kind of not putting so much pressure, kind of giving us something to laugh about, if you're open-minded.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how it goes. Award-winning show for sure. It's been fantastic. So I don't expect it. I think it's going to be very tasteful, like Tony kind of just mentioned, and I really doubt anyone will be offended, but we'll see. Who knows? It's very challenging right now. A lot of people are going through some tough times. So I'm going to segue from TV into movies. I found this kind of interesting. Tom Hardy posted a deleted photo. He originally had it up. It was a picture of Venom killing Spider-Man. So what does that mean? I'm very curious because it's being in the UK. That's where Tom Holland lives. And actually, since COVID-19, they've had to push back the movies. So Venom, which I think it's called Enter Carnage, which is pretty awesome. The heroes is going to be Cassidy Carnage. And it's actually only going to be 1 month before Spider-Man 3, whatever the actual title of that's going to end up being, next summer. So you got a 1 month break. You got Tom Hardy posting a photo that he then took down less than 24 hours later. Seems kind of likely that he's hinting at something, or he's just messing with us. Who knows?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd be very excited to see how that goes. I don't know if you guys are big on Spider-Man or if you guys have really kept up with anything like that, but it's definitely been, the Tom Holland series has been really doing well, and
Absolutely.
I anticipate it to be
Yeah.
really fun to see another take on Venom as opposed to Spider-Man 3, if you guys saw that one.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Not exactly a good Venom.
I tried to forget Spider-Man 3.
Is that with Tobey
for a
Maguire?
second.
Yeah.
That is
with
with Tobey
Tobey
Maguire.
Is that where he was doing the dancing when he was going
was-
down the
He was doing the
street?
Emo
dance.
dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guy from that 70s show was Eddie Brock, the Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
It
little
still
rough.
worked. Yeah, it still worked for me.
I loved the first movie with Tom Hardy. I thought they did a very good job with that.
Yeah, I was a little surprised on the ratings, to be honest. A lot of people gave it really sour ratings. I thought it was very funny and entertaining. It averaged like a 4.2, I think, out of 10. But I really do think as a movie, it had the humor. It was dark, like it needed to be. And I have high hopes for it, quite frankly. So we'll see. So
Yeah,
I think
Tom Hardy plays a great Venom.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Tom Hardy, just a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
So, really looking
Hope-
forward to that.
Hoping he's the new James Bond.
That'd be
Me
sweet.
too. Me too, actually.
I really am.
That'd be incredible. Last thing I wanted to discuss, actually, real quick, is, and this isn't going to be a consistent thing, but for a lot of people right now, they're trying to figure out things to do, things to watch, and find ways to be entertained. There's a really great service called Masterclass, if you guys have never heard of it. And if you have, great, it won't take long for me to discuss it. But essentially, these are a lot of professionals that are kind of creating courses for you that you can take on this website, Masterclass. And they're really well done production, 4K, really well planned out, and then they're segmented. Gordon Ramsay, one of the examples that I could use, very great. There's 2 series from him. Each one would be $90 normally. What they're offering is an annual pass of $180, which is standard. However, until April 29th, if you buy an annual pass, you can gift somebody an annual pass too. So even though it's $180, it's kind of like $90 if you're willing to split, because you gift them, you spread the money. So I've been using it, actually. I've done the Gordon Ramsay. I also did one with Chris Voss, who was an FBI negotiator, hostage negotiator. It's actually on the art of negotiation, and he kind of goes in on how you can negotiate in everyday life. So there's a lot of really cool things. There's so many great artists, comedians. If you're really into Steve Martin, he does a comedy class on there. There's lots of great options. There's actually over 90 classes, so that's ending very shortly. So I just want to kind of mention that as an option for people. And then what I'd also like to do very, very quickly is that I have a song for the week. Song of the week is not safe for work, so we're not going to play it, but I suggest you guys give it a listen if you're open to it. Arizona Zervas, Roxanne, came out in October. He's completely independent, pretty cool vibe. He went from, I think it was 18,000 followers to over 32 million on Spotify from October to December. Really good song, very catchy if you're into it. So Song of the Week, Roxanne. And that's going to be it for entertainment.
This is DJ Tony Ray, and you're listening to Justo's Best Podcast.
And now, time for Artist Spotlight on Justo's Best.
All right. Welcome back to the show. Once again, my name is Justo, and as always, I'm joined here with Richie, Tony, and Marvin. We have a special guest in the studio with us from Nashville, Tennessee, Mike Riley. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great, Justin. How you doing?
Oh, doing fantastic. So you are one of our up-and-coming artists, our first spotlight artist, and you're a country musician, yeah?
Yes, sir. Yeah, what an honor, man. That's awesome. Yeah.
So Mike, this is DJ Tony Ray. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, blessed to have you on the show. I just want to know, like, when you first started, what do you wish you would have known then that you know now?
I think it's definitely all a learning process.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
okay. How long have you been doing it?
Man, I've been doing it for a long time, probably since 2010.
Do you have a favorite song?
My favorite song, man, I think honestly, not to plug what I'm trying to plug right now, but I think my favorite song now is the one that I'm putting out.
Okay.
Just because of the storyline, I think it's fun.
Can you give us a little background of, what the meaning of this song is for you, for our followers?
Yeah, so my wife is from Arkansas, and her family is really into the trucking business. So I started writing the song over Thanksgiving in Arkansas, and just kind of listening to some stories from, her family and the family friends were over, and I was like, this would be a good song. So I started it in Arkansas and came back and finished it up, and I had some really good players on it, and it was just kind of a fun process.
So I've never heard your music. So as somebody who's never heard your music, what should I be expecting to? Like, what am I going to hear from you?
I'm also a songwriter, so a lot of the songs that I write, you're never going to hear because we're pitching them and we're trying to, and I've got some other artists cutting them, and they get kind of lost in the network of songwriters and stuff like that. My music it's all got a storyline. It's all country music. I don't just do one style of country. What I like to say is, if you don't like one of my songs, listen to another song, maybe you'll like it.
But I have two questions for you. See, here at the podcast, I do wacky news. So I've got two wacky questions for you, just to kind of not take it too far away, but give us your favorite word, remembering that this is a family show.
My favorite word?
Favorite word.
Plecostomus. It's a fish.
Nice. That's awesome. Another one for you.
Yeah.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Oh man. You ever seen that movie
Invisible?
You ever seen that? No, you ever seen that movie with Nicolas Cage? And he can predict the future like 3 minutes in the future.
Yeah. Next.
I predict it. Yeah, that one. I predict it 5 minutes in the future.
Nice.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
I like it.
So you're listening to Justo's Best. We've got Mike Riley live in the studio. We're going to kick over to debut one of his brand new tracks. Mike Riley out of Nashville, Tennessee. You are listening to Justo's Best.
This is Mike Riley, and you're listening to my debut single, Big Rig Trucker's Dream.
Driving through Georgia in a big steel box, dashboard with an ornament of Jesus on a cross. It's my only saving grace, I'm gonna get to Santa Fe. 80,000 pounds afraid to haul before I get paid. Need some product to strand or one on to hold. Either one would do if they lighten my load. So I took the next left-hand turn into a roadside bar. They were drinking cold liquor, had a Mason jars. Saw a blonde-haired beauty just eyeballing me. I said, do you want some company? She said, I know you're just passing through and there ain't no road. Next thing you know, my sorry is on the floor. Can't be so direct with the proper southern belle. Got some ice for my eye, got some hit the road. I'm going 90 miles an hour down the never-ending road. I'm alone. The days are so long and the nights are so cold. I need a pretty little mama like you ain't ever seen. Right side by side, big rig trucker's dream. Barreling down the highway, I-85, I got a few missing teeth and bloodshot eyes. Gave a real strict schedule, so I wasn't gonna stop till I saw a hitchhiking female didn't look like a cop. I realized I was wrong when she climbed up in the cab and a push-up bra. Saw a police badge, pulled around for a minute till she asked me for some dough. Said, I'm wise to your tricks, honey, pushed her out the door. Can't be incarcerated for the third straight time. Put it back in gear, start heading down the line, hit the road. I'm going 90 miles an hour down the never-ending road. Southside big rig trucker's dream. Looked up and saw a waitress walking toward me, apron on and white notepad. She asked me, what are you having? I said, a hard time catching my breath, cause I never seen a girl so pretty in all of my life. I got on my knees and begged, would you marry me? Baby, will you be my wife? She said, get up, honey, I don't need your wedding ring. Just saw that rumbling engine, red two-seater cab, and the smell of gasoline. She said, get up, honey, I don't need your wedding ring. That's how I found my baby. A big rig trucker dream, 1, 2, 3.
We have Mike Riley with us here in the studio. And so, Mike, you're going to play for us?
Yeah, if you guys want. This is called 6 Feet in the Ground. I'm gonna tell you a backwoods story when I wish weren't true. About a big city lawyer named Billy. He was a crooked and greedy pro. He moved his practice to our county. Very wealthy and lived alone. Had my dog put down my favorite blue tick hound's life cut short by fast moving tongue. Next thing you knew, the farmers were losing their land to the bank. They never stood a chance as he was on the defense, and he never lost a case. But somebody went and pulled that trigger, shot down that sinister man. This town was any bigger, he'd probably get away with blood on his hands. When everybody knows everybody, there's danger in a small town. He rode 10 feet tall on his high horse. Now he's 6 feet in the ground. Billy was a man of habit. His nights filled with strippers and gin. Like a beat to a high, people into the drive every night at 2 a.m. There was a figure waiting in the shadow. Got Billy out of nowhere. His face frozen and dread filled him up full of lead. In the early morning there, somebody went and pulled that trigger, shot down that sinister man. If this town was any bigger, Billy probably get away with blood on his hands. But when everybody knows everybody, there's danger in a small town. He was 10 feet tall on his high horse. Billy 6 feet in the ground. There were 3 holes found in Billy's body, not a single tear was shed. He was swinging from a rope on an old log oak, his white collar bloodstained red. When the law showed up with the questions, Everybody played along. Nobody batted an out by my weak alibi, cause everybody wanted him gone. Somebody went and pulled that trigger, shot down that sinister man. This town was any bigger, Billy probably cleaned away with blood on his hands. But when everybody knows everybody, there's danger in a small town. He rode 10 feet tall on his high horse, Billy 6 feet in the ground. Secret planners spread like gasoline on a flame, but everyone's taking this one to the grave.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was good.
Wow, that was great.
Thank you, man.
Mike, your songs are like mini movies, man. Like you can really see the imagery line to line.
Thank you, man. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I love the storytelling and just that old school, like, broke down funky country sound, that country feel. You know, that is when I listen to country music, that's what I look for. So, you know, I love it. It sounds great, man. Awesome, Mike. Thank you for coming on the show. We'll look forward to hearing where things are going, and when that song gets recorded, maybe we can have you back and do a debut here on Justo.
That sounds great. That sounds great to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, that was Mike Riley. You're listening to the Justo's Best podcast.
I'm Marvin Scott the third actor coming at you live from New York City, and you are listening to Justo's Best.
All right, guys, it is now that time of the show where we wrap up, and just as we always have, we're going to go around the horn and kind of send people off with our positive vibes, our positive wishes for the week. And so I'm going to send it on over to Marvin. Marvin, what you got for the people?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you, Justo, for bringing us back together again, man. This has been great. And not only that, reuniting with you guys, Richie, Tony, and just being back with you all again. You know, it's when I say it out loud, it's really emotional for me, folks, because without these guys, I wouldn't be here. And it's great to be back, and I'm looking forward to each and every week with you guys. And today was great. You know, we touched on a lot of things, and we're gonna keep bringing. We're gonna keep this up. Keep bringing you more positive energy. And don't forget to watch The Last Dance tonight, episodes 3 and 4 premiering. Don't forget to miss it. Don't miss it.
Yeah, I want to piggyback off of that one, Marvin, because, you know, I was bumfuzzled when I saw that Justo was going to, you know, do this again. And I then got excited and said, man, I'd love to be a part of that. And I appreciate you letting me be a part of this. And, you know, I get to spend time with brothers that, you know, we did this on a grind, and we take this very seriously because we want to entertain and inform and make people feel better. And so I really appreciate, you know, you having an outlet for us four to be able to do that. And, you know, if you need to save on some toilet paper, number one, you smash it. You smash it. And then number two, call me up or email us at Justo's Best Podcast, and I can send you some Antonio Brown jerseys that I've cut up. I've cut them up. Okay. You know, you really know that you got it all only on the 8 and the 4 because that's the white part of the Steelers uniform. The other part you're kind of guessing about it, but other than that, stay safe, be smart, have fun, live, laugh, love. Yes.
All right, Tony stealing the
That was great.
Nice. For me, I just want to talk about a poignant point that Marvin said earlier. It's about like pursuing your dreams, right? I think it's super important for at least the two of us. Can't speak for the other two guys. It was very intimidating for me to move across the country where I don't know anybody, just because in my perspective, I wanted to live in California. I love hiking and it was incredibly challenging. So I can't imagine what it's like for Marvin to try to do that in the acting world. But if you push yourself hard enough and you really give yourself the time to recognize what you need to do to get it done, and you put all your energy to it, you can honestly do anything you want to do. You really can in this world. You got to put in the effort. So congratulations, Marvin. I can't imagine what it's like being in New York City, trying to make it big, making it, having an insane headshot that I wish I had something anywhere that cool. You guys need to see it. It's this giant lamp on his face.
We're going to get that, and we're going to get it on the Facebook page.
So stay tuned to our social media in general. When this COVID-19's over, I'll be doing hikes. I'll be posting photos, and we'll have a conversation about them for sure. Until then, closed mouths don't get fed, baby.
Mouths don't get fed.
Closed mouths don't get fed. It was once.
There it is. That's the new tagline. No, guys, you're gonna get me all teared up over here. I appreciate you guys coming back, being a part of this again. Marvin, you said it very well. I wouldn't be doing the things that I'm doing today if it wasn't for, us getting together at the radio station and creating the bond over, like Tony said, informing the people and entertaining and having fun and being goofy. And if you think this is goofy, you haven't seen nothing yet. I haven't said it in like 9 years, but this is Justo, and you are listening to Justo's Best. We'll see you next week. Live, laugh, love like it's your last. Have a great week.
Hey guys, this is Mike Riley. You can look me up on Mike R.I.L.Y. Music, Instagram, Facebook. Get on my website, MikeRileymusic.com, and Spotify. Thank you guys so much for following me and listening to Justo's Best Podcast.
This has been a Justo's Best production.